Welcome to the Wonder of Star Wars, The Old Republic, episode number 29. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, this is a playthrough where I'm playing my Sith Inquisitor, Javiik, on a free-to-play account. Yes, we cheated a bit to get a Cathar, but it is still a purely free-to-play account. For those of you who are returning to the series, I have not gotten to talk to you in such an incredibly long time. I took an almost 3-month break from playing Star Wars The Old Republic due to having all the holidays going on, as well as a big event at my work. So this is the first time I've gotten to play Javiik as well as the entire game for quite a while, and I'm really excited because if I remember correctly, last time we got through the grueling Balmorra bonus series and are finally hopping into the main story again. So we just finished Balmorra, and let's see what our master has to say about that.
I've found the artifact.
Excellent. I trust Major Bessico was a good help. I've traced another artifact to Nar Shaddaa, but I'm still trying to locate the other two. I'll see what I can learn while you're on Nar Shaddaa. Now hurry. There can be no gain without haste.
And I've heard, and I only remember a little bit, I heard there's some pretty cool stuff for the Sith Inquisitor on Nar Shaddaa. And we got a lightsaber, and it's... oh, this one's better, but then we lose our cool Sith Sorcerer lightsaber. I'm just gonna hold on to that for now. We won't throw it out, don't worry. So wow, there's been quite a bit of news since I've been gone. Not as much as I would hope for in 3 whole months, but still quite a bit. See, we're going to Nar Shaddaa. Where is that? The Hutt sector. I haven't gotten to try out either the newest bosses for the Gods from the Machine operation, the 8-man group operations, and I haven't gotten to try out the newest flashpoint, the Kopero flashpoint focused on the Chiss and the Chiss Ascendancy. That one I'm really looking forward to, and I'm going to be playing it as soon as I get a free minute from making videos. The Chiss I find are really interesting. I hope you guys have played it. Tell me if you liked it or not, but no spoilers, okay? Let's see, what else has gone out? So there's the new bosses, the new flashpoint. I guess the big piece of news we actually got fairly recently is the developers released the roadmap for early 2018. And I talked about what's coming up in another video, but I didn't really get to talk about what I think about it. I try to present the news without too much conjecture in between. And so one of the things they said is that they don't have concrete plans for 6.0, I guess, or at least they're not ready to talk about it. If the expansions were following the same pattern as they were in past years, there would have been an expansion in last December. For whatever reason, this year, maybe they spent too much time on other stuff, maybe they're winding down with staff and don't have enough people to make it happen, I don't know. They decide not to do an expansion on the regular schedule, and instead they decided to just focus on making sure regular content goes out. What's especially interesting is that the lead director for Star Wars The Old Republic in the recent roadmap said that he actually really likes the content coming out on a regularly released schedule, which of course I can't imagine anyone dislikes. I miss the little purple triangle. See, I barely even know how to play this game anymore. He says he likes it. Honestly, if I had my choice, I'd want content released regularly, things like side planets, flashpoints, minor stuff like that still continues a bit of story, but I want that big expansion at the end of the year too. I love having all my friends come back just to check out the new expansion. People don't usually return just for a single flashpoint or a single planet. Purpose, Imperial Assets, scanning, complete.
Is there something you want, droid?
Holographic link
Forgive
open.
the unorthodox introductions. Moro Vizon, Head of Special Operations for the Imperial Diplomatic Service. I need assistance plucking a thorn from the Empire's side. It should be a trivial task for a Sith, my lord, but I want the world to see your power.
What's the mission?
I was tasked with gathering allies on Nar Shaddaa. Hutt clans, corporations, gangsters. But one man has resisted our entreaties. Ukabi is the local leader of the Exchange, a galaxy spanning criminal organization specializing in high-tech vice. Ukabi and the Exchange refuse to join us.
What does the Empire want from these gangsters?
The Exchange spends more money than most governments on spies, slicers, and scientists. Anyone they can't buy, they kidnap. They would have been valuable friends, but Okabe drugs and tortures my messengers. We need to make an example of him.
What exactly does this entail?
I want his army decimated, his arms caches looted, his chemical refineries razed to the ground. I want to show a force so overwhelming that no one on Nar Shaddaa will ever deny the Empire again. If you would grant us this favor.
It may serve my purposes. The exchange will burn.
The exchange operates out of the Corellian sector of the city. Your path of destruction begins there. When you're through crippling the operations, you can find me at my command post. I'll be watching the chaos from my chambers.
Looks like we're making friends on Nar Shaddaa already. So I've had a lot of questions from you guys since I've been gone. I've tried to answer in the comments, but I don't get to them all. One of the questions I've had asked a lot lately is... Swtorista, why does the game look so darn good when you play it compared to mine? It looks kind of like a potato or a blob. That is because I have a really awesome computer that my husband built. He likes tinkering, and we play it pretty much on Ultra with a couple differences here and there. So most players probably play it on medium or high, but there's also a really huge difference just between medium and high. Like the textures get really more detailed between those two, and then and I'm playing a couple more after that too. So Teresa, where do you live? I live in California. It's really nice here. I was in Arizona for, I work in the gem and jewelry industry, and there was a big gem and jewelry show in Tucson that we go to every year. It's crazy. Like, I think it's something like 250,000 people go there every year. It's a big, huge event, and I just help out with it. Right, we are talking about expansions. So, I feel like most players have... Oh, why is this map all unlocked already? Did I go wandering over here at some point? Apparently so. Oh no! Let's see. We apparently don't have... Oh, darn it. We were on our ship, but we forgot to actually talk to the terminal before we left it. That was very silly. I don't even know the fastest way to get back to there. Let's quick travel back to the spaceport. Here we go. I know where it is, Republic side, but not Imperial side. So I'm sure most of you are like me, and you would much rather an expansion every year and content that comes out every once in a while in between, so you have something to do. I'm sure we all have different interests, specifically, like what would you like to see in between? Some of you are going to say, oh, I want more flashpoints, I love doing the group stuff, or some of you will say, oh, I want more story chapters, because I like doing just story by myself, like you play on Javiik. So it's difficult to get every type of content out all the time. I'm sure you can imagine that since this game is, what is it, we just hit our 6th anniversary? It's 6 years old? Or is it 5 years old? 6? 5? Yeah. Anyway, somewhere around there. The team, I'm sure, has dwindled, and the interest has dwindled in the game. That's a pretty normal thing. And there was also, I guess you could call a snafu, a change in leadership a little while ago that made some changes to the game that kind of drove people off. And for some reason, Star Wars: The Old Republic never got the, I guess, love and attention that it needed to continue to be updated. For some reason, other games were able to pick up the pace a lot faster. I think part of that is because of the engine they chose. Initially, it allowed them to get the game out faster, but now it has them run into issues. Maybe it makes it even slower to put new stuff out. Part of that is the quality of the game. For example, players really do expect that story-driven content that's fully narrated by A-plus class voice actors too, and that adds, I imagine, a lot of budget to every new piece of content and a lot of time to every piece of content. They can't just slap something together and call it a day. People really do notice when they do that. For example, when Knights of the Old Republic, Knights of the Fallen Empire came out, the 3rd expansion, they decided to try out some really kind of lazy cutscenes, I guess you could say. They called them classic cutscenes. They look like the old Knights of the Old Republic cutscenes from the old game. And they kept the same voice acting.
I cleaned the vessel from stem to stern in your absence. You can smell the difference.
But without investing that time to the beautiful cutscenes that we expect, people really were not impressed with them. So they really have to put the same type of love into every single piece of content they put out. Otherwise, people will complain.
Ah, apprentice, you've reached Nar Shaddaa safely. Good. Don't let the glittering towers fool you. Misery and desperation rule the slums below. And desperation can drive people to many things. Remember that in your attempts to recover the artifact here.
Any idea where I should start?
In this case, the who is more important than the where. The artifact, a pendant called the Eye of Tulak, belongs to the Sith Lord Palladius. He's lived here many years, converting Nar Shaddaa's poor and suffering into zealous followers. His own cult.
He sounds like a very cunning man. I admire that.
Cunning, devious, persuasive, yes, and atrociously stubborn. Palladius leads his cult from seclusion, but you can draw him out. I've contacted 2 of his former cult members. They're in hiding now, fearing retribution, but hungry for revenge. They should prove useful.
I'm certain they will.
I have encouraged their cooperation with the assurance that once Palladius is gone, the cult is theirs to lead. Circumstances change, of course. Do whatever you feel is necessary with Palladius and his cult. The artifact is all that matters.
The artifact. I remember we got an artifact before from Balmora, but I can't even remember what it was. Definitely not a fan of taking a break in between games. So she did say it was the Eye of Tulak, an amulet. That's pretty interesting. We've been to the Tulak's Horde's tomb on Korriban. We had quite a bit to do with him earlier as well. I wonder if it's actually something, an artifact that belonged to Tulak Horde, or if it's just something named after him. Something I've been playing a lot with lately is the achievement system. I was thinking of making a whole a series dedicated to achievements, I guess you could say. I'm working on Datacrons right now as a project for far, far in the future. It won't be released anytime soon. But in my spare time, I've been working on playing with the achievements too, because I figured out there's really not any really solid achievement guides out there that just has like a list of achievements for you to look at. I was kind of disappointed. I was looking around. I was like, oh, there's nothing out there. Like, Dolphy's got some great guides, but I noticed she hasn't updated the achievement guides in a while, except for, like, the new content. She'll have, like, oh, how to do the new Flashpoint, and then the achievements for it, but it won't be added to any kind of master list. And there's quite a few database sites that have them listed, but they're not in any type of order, and some of them don't actually exist in the game. So I've been playing a lot with that lately, with some help from some very kind friends who helped me out with the achievement system.
Welcome. Please select an available traveler.
There we go. The Prophet arrives. Now we've got our class quest. That's how you do it. In terms of the times that I have been able to play a little bit of Star Wars The Old Republic, or I guess play is not quite the right word, been working on the various videos that have come out lately. I really wanted to do one. Oh! That reminds me. So I've been wanting to do it about the different deals you can get for subscribing to SWTOR, for those of you who do subscribe. And so the main deals that are out there are the Amazon package and the Origin package. And the Origin package is actually on sale right now. If you're listening in when this video comes out, if it's far in the future, if it's not, I don't even remember the date, February something or other, it might not be on sale anymore. But it's currently the cheapest way to get a subscription that I think I've ever seen. It's only about $10 a month, and then you also get free cartel coins, and then there's also the Share the Love promo, which means you get extra 30 days if it applies to you. I think we're still not sure if it actually applies, period. Eric Musco refuses to answer me. Oh, I'm really feeling sad about the 3-month gap. I feel like I've I'm having a hard time remembering the story and everything that happened in it. I mean, I don't regret the 3-month gap. I didn't exactly have a choice. I'd much rather do things like celebrate the holidays, visit with friends. One of the things I did when I was gone... Oh, man, I got all turned about there. I actually got to meet up with some of my guildmates in real life. Very cool. They all flew down to California from all over the...
Oh, Destress, dear brutish Destress. And Riley, so beautiful and intelligent. You were like children to me, which is why it pains me to do this.
You can cut the act, Palladius. You never cared about any of your children.
We don't need a tyrant for a father.
Ah, well said. Marvelous last words. Truly, I expected nothing less, which is what makes this so hard. Now, if you'll excuse me, my other children would like to play with you.
Hello, children! Oh, I have a leap? No, I don't have a leap. That's an issue. I got this. I got some of this. At least I vaguely remember my keybinds. That's a win in my book. I was hoping Kemval would finish her off, but he's taking a nap there.
What have we here? The cavalry, looks like. Appreciate the help, but I had it under control.
Tagasar Jais embarks prize war Tyren Swase Ik Bus Karadida.
Easy, Destress. This isn't some holo you're talking to. My lord.
She's right to bow, Destress. Let's see. Let's pull the old Sith charm.
You would be wise to follow her lead.
Course, my lord. Sorry. There was a lady Sith a while back, Darth Sash. Said she'd send someone to help us out. You it?
Palladius has something I need. And if helping you will get it for me, then yes.
Good, because it makes me sick to think Palladius is out there while I'm cooped up in this rat hole.
Palladius built his empire on the backs of the poor. Said he'd save them from their miserable lives.
Said we'd make a mighty sword and strike against our enemies? It was all lies. It was all lies, but you win the support of the poor, you knock Palladius's legs out from under him.
The masses will worship me by dawn.
Get him the way Palladius did. Find the biggest, most vicious gang on the block and crush them. Right now, the gang's the Kraits, named after the Krayt dragon on Tatooine. Their leader, Sabin, thinks he's descended from one. Take out Sabin, and the masses will see you as a regular hero.
And when another gang rises to take the Krayt's place?
You're right. Taking out the Kraits wins you followers only until the next gang rises up. But there may be another way. A plague called the Rot afflicts the poorest of Nar Shaddaa's poor. But it can be cured, and the person who does so will be regarded not just as a hero, but as a prophet.
Oh, that's interesting. This is a more light side choice, isn't it?
What exactly does this entail?
The cure to the Rot is owned by Titus Neutronics. You'll have to steal it from their warehouse, then distribute it.
In this case, I'd rather be loved than feared.
Good, but be careful. The warehouse is heavily guarded, but if you can steal the cure and distribute it in the Corellian sector, you'll own the lower classes.
That's very interesting. I didn't even realize that was a choice. On my Sith Inquisitor, my first one, that I played a long time ago, I really enjoyed the female Inquisitor's voice acting, and I just went absolutely crazy with dark side power with her. I just did the most evil options I could possibly find, just for fun more than anything else. She was my first proper Imperial character, and I figured let's see the dark side of things in the most compulsive manner. And yeah, I didn't realize there was quite a split choice here. Let's see, let's check out what's over here. I think this is our class quest? No, it's just telling us to get to the speeder. As I was saying, one of the things I got to do during my very long break was I got to meet up with some of my guildmates in real life, and these are people I've known for quite a long time now, probably close to 4 years, 3 or 4 years, and I've actually met them before. I've gotten to go to one of their vow renewals. One of them was 10-year anniversary with their wife, and that was where we all got to meet up the first time. Then the second time, a couple years later, we all went to New York together, and then this time they decided to come like closer to where I live, so I didn't even have to fly anywhere. And we rented out like an Airbnb house, and so it was just a bunch of nerds hanging out over the weekend. It was very, very fun to be able to see them all in real life again. It's really nice to hang out with such like-minded people, I guess you could say. I don't hang out with a lot of friends in real life. I mostly like to stay at home. I do have a few very close friends, but none of them are very similar to me. Like, we have things in common, but they're not as like-minded to me. For example, one of the people I care about the most is she's extremely, extremely intelligent, far smarter than I am. She likes cats. She likes sewing. I like learning from her, but we don't always have the same interests, even though we share lots of kind of general interests like storytelling and stuff like that. My other dear friend, he is a hairdresser. He likes to party. He likes to be a little crazy, likes to make like stupid, inappropriate jokes, and we definitely get along, but we're not very similar. I actually lived with him for quite a while. I used to work at a clothing store, and he was my manager at the time, or key holder, whatever you want to call it. Where are we going? Oh my god! And both of us didn't have a lot of money at the time, so we said, let's be roommates, and it actually turned out pretty okay. But when we met up over the weekend, it was so nice, like so crazy to meet so many people who have similar like lifestyles as me, hobbies as me, political views as me, blah blah blah, stuff like that. It's just very cool that you can just talk to people without having to worry too much about what you're saying. Not that I have to with my close friends, but you know what I mean. So that was really, really nice. What else did I do? We celebrated Christmas. Celebrated New Year's. Always nice to do that with family. Oh, we just gotta go smash some crates, or are we stealing stuff here? Ah, this is just the, you know, world story arc. All I know is that I'm glad that it is not the Palmora bonus series. I don't think I would ever recommend that ever again. I keep thinking I have a leak for keep thinking I have a leak, you know, Onion. I keep thinking I have a leak for some reason. I'm like defaulting back to my Vanguard by accident. Kaboom! And we also have to start remembering to pick things up along the way, because Javiik is not rich. Although he's pretty rich. He only has 29,000 credits. I think it was because I was fashion shopping on one of the last episodes, wasn't I? Oh, we were stronghold decorating. Yeah, I was so surprised. One of the days when I was logging back in just to check things out, not actually to play, I logged in and hey, look at this. Javiik needs a shower. And I logged into Javiik's stronghold, and I was like, wow, that's actually surprisingly okay for what we could find for free to play. I also was doing some research for the video I was making about how to play as free-to-play. I'm sure those of you who watched it, if you happen to watch it, I don't know how many of you are free-to-play or not, saw Javiik kicking around in those videos, and since I've learned so many tips and tricks from playing him, I figured it'd be a good idea to make a video about him. Or rather, about how to be free-to-play without tearing your hair out. And so one of the things that I was extremely curious about after completing that, because it was one of the few things that I couldn't test, was, so as a free-to-play player, what is the highest gear you can get? Because you're stuck at level 50, you can't wear artifact gear, and you can't earn gear from Galactic Command, which is how normal level 70 subscribed players earn gear. I need to smash something else. Hey, look. Oh, not that, apparently. Aha, there we go. Oh, I miss having my speeder from my main account. I've got the mount while running thing. It costs a lot, but it was so worth it. Yes, train incoming. There we go. So the thing that I was so curious about is what type of gear, what is the best, the highest rating best gear that you could get as a free-to-play player stuck at level 50 and can't wear artifact gear. So I found obviously the mods that you could buy from the vendors on the fleet. That's a really good start. You can get green mods there. You can buy blue mods on the GTN, but sometimes they're hard to get. But I was curious if there was anything better than that, and someone found out that yes, there is actually some better gear you can get on free-to-play accounts. You are bold calling us now. I do not like bold.
Godoba, please. I have good news.
Do not attempt to dissimulate.
No dissimulation intended. But I wanted you to meet someone. My lord, allow me to introduce the Diplomatic Services allies on Nar Shaddaa, the Shadow Syndicate.
Who are these people?
I'll show you around the room. Godoba the Hutt, owner of the club Vertica Casino and 5 city sectors. Your ship is docked in his spaceport.
Yes, and you're standing in my building.
Varko Ti, Chomash of the Nar Shaddaa Labor Alliance. There are no better slavers in the galaxy.
A pleasure.
No.
And last, DXTX, primary hub of the DX Annihilator network.
Your destructive prowess is respectable. Negotiations permitted.
Together, they represent key powers. Yukabi and the Exchange could have joined them, but thanks to your strike, we needn't worry about the Exchange anymore.
Some insects keep crawling after being stomped.
You may be more right than you know.
I like that line.
This woman has lied to you.
What?
Does she even know what she has done? Your strike may have crippled the Exchange's business operations, but every time a fool attacks Yukabi's holdings, devastation
Many
remains.
upstarts blundered before, and now we all pay the price.
What makes Yukabi so great a threat?
I'm sure they're exaggerating the situation.
My informants tell me that Yukabi is preparing for a war against the Empire and all its allies.
Preparing an army of steam-enhanced killers and cybernetically linked assassins. Detonite droid production has increased.
Ah, very well. If Yukabi won't learn his lesson, then the Empire can handle his dying blows.
Who knew you could have so much fun playing with criminals?
My sources report Exchange death squads on the move. As you destroyed his assets, he'll destroy ours. The promenade, factories, slave pens. Yukabi is drawing energy for his chemical enhancement facilities. He augments soldiers for battle. He must be stopped now.
I'm not a strategist. Your recommendation, my lord?
Let's see. Let's go on the offensive. We're being nice in the other one.
Let the Exchange target civilians while we carve out their...
Oh no, that's really evil!
These enhancement facilities.
Oh shoot.
What are they?
I don't want to edit and do because I don't want to make you guys watch the cutscene again.
You'll have to destroy the tanks and face their creations.
I'll alert our forces here and keep the Shadow Syndicate in line. We can discuss this when you return.
Bad cat. Bad. Hey, we got an implant. Oh, but it's not better than what we have. Never mind. So what I found, what I did was I'm actually holding a contest that's about to end real soon on Reddit to see if anyone could gear up their character as a free-to-play player. They didn't have to be free-to-play as long as they followed the like, has to be level 50, have to be able to get it as a free-to-play player, can't require artifact authorization. So apparently there is a type of gear called fractured gear. Hey, we're actually going to use our speeder for once in our life. And there's a type of gear called fractured gear, and this is a world drop, so it doesn't drop from any specific creature or from any flashpoint or anything like that. It just kind of drops randomly. So if you're on a free-to-play account and you're level I don't know, probably level 50, possibly level 48 and up, and you get a piece of blue gear, make sure to check it because it might be the best gear that's possible for you to get in the entire game. And that has the word fractured in the beginning. There's a couple of different pieces of fractured gear but that have the same name, but this is specifically for free-to-play players. If you're subscribed and pick up a piece of fractured gear, don't worry too much about it. It's probably nothing special.
In Twyfel Atraus.
My goal was to make Javiik the beefiest level 50 free-to-play character that ever existed and see if I could go do the flashpoints and stuff like that. But I'm not sure what to do now because there was a free promotion a while ago and you could get the Shadow of Revan expansion for free. So now he can I'm still free-to-play account, but technically I can level up to level 60 and wear a level 60 gear. So I'm very curious about what I'm gonna do then. I think I might just try to gear up as a level 50 anyway to see what happens. See if I can do them. If not, I'll just upgrade. But before I go into the expansions, I'm gonna try and do as much as possible that a free-to-play player could do. We're gonna check out every single flashpoint, every single storyline. No rock left unturned! No datacron left unfound! Be free! Oh, no, don't be free. Be dead. So in the end, the best gear a level 50 free-to-play player seems to be able to get is item rating 140, and that's the fracture gear. The next best is either crafted gear or gear you can buy on the GTN blue gear. And then add the augments on top of that and you're in pretty good shape. It's too bad that you don't have a lot of content that gear is actually useful for. So for anyone who's really familiar with the game, you should tell me if I become level 60 but wear level 50 gear, will I be as strong as a level 50 player or will I be like stronger than normal? Like it won't be a fair test if I do it on level 60. Because I don't think you inherently get any stats when you level up. It's all based on your gear, right? You do get more abilities, so I'll have to be careful there. Oh, speaking of abilities, hey Val, kill this guy for me. I have something to do. I found out that I actually have some utility points that I need to use because I actually got a few along the way. So let's see. We've got 4 to spend. We can get, this is force, the ones that you can choose from. So when you're choosing your character, I'm Javiik. He's a Sith Inquisitor. My next choice was that he was a sorcerer, and my third choice is that he is playing in the lightning spec. In the lightning spec, there's a bunch of abilities you can choose from. I can choose from these 6 right now based on my level. I think more unlock as you choose them up here. So we've got Overload heals you. What's Overload? Is that the push? Washa! Sith Defiance increases damage reduction. Tempest Mastery increased damage dealt by Force Storm by 25%. Heck yes! Increase all healing by 5%. Not a huge deal. Not really dying right now. Reduces target's accuracy by 20% after Whirlwind ends. Do I even use Whirlwind? Do I even have that ability? That's a great question. I think that's the stun. Let's say no. Dark Heal increases the movement speed of the target by 50%. I'm not doing a lot of healing here. Oh, but I gotta pick a couple or it won't move forward. Darn it. Let's increase damage. There we go. Oh no! Hey, it's not doing 25% more. Not quite. Not quite yet. Oh, that's not part of that party. Sorry. Anyways, I'm back to clicking. I'm nervous. Oh, hey, this guy's whirlwinded. Thanks, Val. Okay, so let's see. On the next round, we have 2 more we can choose. Activating Cloud Mine grants suppression, which increases damage reduction? Nah. Increase the damage taken from all periodic effects by 15%. We don't use a lot of that, do we? We should though, isn't there... Oh, I don't know the Sith Inquisitor very well. Reduces damage taken? Oh, it's damage taken, I see. Reduces damage taken by the target of extrition. We definitely don't use extrition a lot. That's the pull. Targets affected by affliction are slowed by 30%. Oh no. You guys are going to your own deaths. Static barrier. Shocks attackers. That's fun. Do I have static barrier on my bar? I'm gonna have to go see if I can find... Oh, yeah. We got static barrier. Sure. And lowers the cooldown of electrocute. We don't use that a lot. Let's see, what's the reduces damage? Sure. Okay. I don't even know how long I've had those points for, and I didn't spend them because I didn't realize I had them. I feel like I've done that on a different character too. Like I just played all the way through and I forgot to put any points in. I might have done that on one of my Dark vs. Light characters. Don't remember for sure. Alrighty, let's get out of here. Oh, choices. I wish you could see on the big map. I think I should probably go this way. Hop on the speeder and get going. So let's see, how many credits we got now? We got 33. We actually get credits fairly fast, even now that we're getting to higher levels. I actually have to decide what to spend them on because I'm... Hey, what's this? A speeder. Woohoo! Wasn't this for an event a very long time ago? It was the Shevin event, I think? I don't know why the speeder is still available. That event was like, oh gosh, that was a long time ago. That was at least 4 years ago, I think. It's okay, we'll just putt our way along on this beautiful, graceful machine here. Oh, a lot of these people aren't even red. They're not Ebu. Oh, we need to remember to pick quests up along the way too. I'm sorry, you guys will have to tell me if I missed any along the way. This is a heroic terminal, it's fine. Rather get it from the actual person. Ooh, close, almost there.
You have made an unforgivable mistake.
This is not necessary, Yukabi. We should not be enemies.
You began this conflict. All our businesses suffer. Now you all die.
Ukabi, I've been waiting to meet you a long time.
The attacker. You have weakened my forces, but my death squads wade through blood as we speak. I have killed your kind before, Sith.
I thought he meant Cathar. I was like, why you gotta down talk the cats? You, Imperial diplomat, this is your fault.
I know, but I've been working on a strategy.
So, what's the next step?
Our guards captured a few of the gangsters. The exchange is based in the tunnels running under this sector. Maybe now's the time to push. Wipe them out, their leaders, along with Yukabi.
The DX Annihilator Network approves. Perhaps they think I speak on behalf of the Shadow Syndicate when I ask, with due respect, can this be done?
Do not underestimate the power that flows through me,
Do not underestimate Force Lightning.
No, certainly not.
You'll have to take out the members of Yukabi's inner circle. All of them are cybernetically enhanced.
Custom-built masterworks, equal to a dozen Mandalorian warriors.
When they're dead, proceed to Yukabi's chambers. Do whatever you have to do.
It's okay. We've dealt with Sith with cybernetics before. It's really no big deal to us. Let's see, are these any better than what I got? Nope, they're garbage. Where did I gear so good? Where did I get all this good gear? I don't even remember. Oh, here we go. Here's a quest. Hey, little buddy. Unworthy of Sith Master. Sith Master in danger of termination. Briefing on threat. Republic monitoring.
In fact, a Republic-aligned group of war veterans called the Star Dogs are preparing to strike at you.
Who?
Star Dogs? I've never heard of them.
They are Corellians and sympathizers to the Republic. They hate our Empire and smuggle weapons to our enemies. Being Republic, they have a certain distaste for direct assassination jobs. But they're alarmed, and contracting with the Nar Shaddaa exchange to have you killed.
The more challenging, the better.
Confidence is good, but
That's
there's no
not very
reason to
Javiik.
fight at the time and place they choose.
Needing to discuss contract
I ask while you're
details.
there, to take the exchange's dossier on their hitmen. Can you do this?
We can't waste any more time.
I agree.
Bye. Javiik is definitely an impatient kitty. What is this little area here? Oh, this is a cool area. This would be a neat little roleplay area. If you need somewhere like a home base or something. Oh, that's not the hotkey I'm looking for. I have something I'm really looking forward to on the weekend. So a couple days ago, me and my husband celebrated Valentine's, and he got me a, I guess, non-traditional gift. He got me I know I mentioned to you guys a couple episodes ago that I was learning to sew, so he really kindly got me a certificate to go to a sewing class. So I'm excited because the last thing that I tried to sew, I spent 6 hours on it. Oh, whoa! Oh, I thought okay, so the reason I made that sound is because in my speeder list, that weird little speeder that we rode was available, but for some reason I couldn't actually click it. Very strange, very strange. Last dress that I tried to sew, it was about 6 hours of work and it didn't fit and I had to put it in the garbage. I was very sad. So hopefully this class will help me make things I can actually wear instead of put in the garbage and cry about it. I'm missing out on doing group content. I haven't gotten to do a lot. I think the last thing I did was I did an operation not too long before I had to take a break, and I did that flashpoint with you guys a little while ago. That was actually really fun. It's too bad there won't be another one for a while, just because I do them between the planets, and we just started Nar Shaddaa. The good news is, oh, that was rude! As a free-to-play player, we only have one more giant bonus series, and that is on Terrace. The rest are all actually locked behind a level 60 for some reason, which is actually kind of strange. Because the quests didn't used to be level 60, they just changed them to be... might be better go to the north here. Ew, nasty person. So we will not have to go through the likes of Balmora ever again. Oh, something else cool I learned about playing free-to-play while I was working on that other video. Let's see, am I going the right way here? This is also a cool area. I really like Nar Shaddaa. Nar Shaddaa has so many cool areas in it. Oh, this is the way we need to go. I learned that if you are a solo player and you enjoy... Here, Canval, you go kill these people and I'll show the nice people on the TV what I'm talking about. When you queue with the group finder, this new group finder actually has a solo option. And so it'll show me... Apparently it shows me some heroics. Why, I don't know. That's interesting. It didn't show me that on my subscriber account. But it allows you to queue up for these solo flashpoints that are available, and when you complete them you get an automatic decoration reward. So that's a... Hey, Lieutenant. Or should I say a lieutenant? As long as he's not a colonel, we're good to go. Bye, Mr. Colonel. And I think it's really nice that they made it an automatic reward, because those decorations used to be only for the group flashpoint and the bonus boss, so you couldn't even do it in the story mode, I don't think. And it's just very cool that they added something for solo players in the group finder. It's kind of cool. Need some cash money. Oh, something interesting that's been happening in, I guess, Star Wars The Old Republic. It's not necessarily news, but it is something interesting to think about. On the cartel market, they've been doing a thing where every week for the past, I don't know, I'd say at least past 5 months or so, they've been putting one rare item up for sale. Like, they've made it available. They've made it expensive, but available where it wasn't available before. So... Oh, I didn't realize I was supposed to be killing specific people along the way. Need to find Munkabe. Ah, there we go. He was pretty easy to find. And so there is a player whose name is SWTOR Economics, and they often write about economics in the game just for fun. They are very familiar with it in real life as well. Let's see, reach to the door. Press the big blue button, got it.
My lord, are you there, my lord? It's Mora Visen.
I'm here. The inner circle of the exchange is dead, but their leader is missing.
That's because he's here! Yukabi is here! No one's sold us out. Get back as soon as you can. We can't hold them.
He's not there because he's here! Alright. I'll get back in my good sweet time. I actually got other quests to complete in the meantime. I need to keep eyeing these guys. So, SWTOR Economics asked, what do you think would happen to the game and the economy if they decide to put all the cartel market items for sale all the time? Because one of the things that brings the price up is rarity on the GTN. When something's really expensive, it's often because it's very rare and hard to get. One of the things that makes it rare is making it hard to get off of the GTN. So some of these items only came from cartel packs, and they had a rare chance to come out in the first place, and maybe the cartel pack isn't even being sold anymore. So these items have a very high price tag, maybe even somewhere between 30 and 50 million credits, or sometimes even more than that. And whenever they come out on the cartel market, like directly for sale, even though the price is often very high, they usually go down in price on the GTN, which means the rarity has gone down and the supply has gone up. Now, what he was asking is, what if that item was for sale all the time? What if all those items were for sale all the time? It would obviously be easier for players to get a specific item that they want. However, the rarity of every item would go down because the supply would become, well, almost infinite. As many cartel coins as you can get, at least. And with everyone who's a subscriber gets at least 500 cartel coins a month, you don't even technically have to buy cartel coins to save up for something expensive. So let's say there is a super duper awesome lightsaber that costs 2,000 cartel coins, sure. On the GTN it costs 30 million credits, and you don't have that many credits. If you're a subscriber, all you have to do is wait about 4 months and bam, you have enough. As for the 30 million credits, you may never have that much. So technically every item would be available to most players, which would be a very interesting situation. Now, there was lots of people who bought, and possibly still are, I don't know any numbers, who bought the cartel packs to get a chance to get those rare items that had no other way to be released. Like, you could not buy them on the cartel market. If it's the first couple days, you might not even be able to buy them on the GTN. And there was some items where at certain points they were going for 80 million credits, and these are like the very special lightsabers, the very special guns, for example, like Mischief and Anarchy they're called, I think. They're very special smuggler and who wields double guns in the Empire? I think it's a mercenary. Could be wrong. Could be a power tech. Either way, these super, super rare items were so expensive and they were so incredibly rare to get. And recently they went on sale on the cartel market, and now they're down to, I wouldn't say they're affordable, but they're about 30 to 40 million credits, I think I saw when I was looking them up the other day. So that definitely drives the price down and the rarity down. So what about those players who previously were buying cartel packs, spending a lot of money on them, or a lot of cartel coins at the very least? They might not want to buy those cartel packs anymore if they just realize if they're just patient, the item will eventually come on sale on the cartel market if they're lucky. There's also players who enjoy the thrill of owning something rare, if not a specific item, and it's frustrating when you've maybe invested money into an item or invested credits into an item to find out it's suddenly lost its value a couple months later, or even a couple days later. Val, we're talking about SWTOR economics right now. And then there's also the question of how would it affect the actual game? So the game is currently funded in two different ways. The first way is subscriptions. This is a pretty normal model of MMOs, but slowly over time, MMOs have realized that they can actually make more money through, I guess, cosmetic items. People call them microtransactions. They're cosmetic. Some games don't. Those aren't good games. Here's our little button to press. Oh, we have to go find sick people. I've got the flu. Oh, that was another reason I was gone for a while. I caught the flu. It was horrible. I'm much better now, though. So as I said, the game makes money two ways, through subscriptions and through microtransactions. In the past, they actually also made money through downloadable content, I guess you could call it, the expansions, but now they only do it through subscriptions and cartel coins. So let's say people stop buying the very expensive gambling packs, the cartel packs, I guess you could call them, and just decided to only buy the specific item that they want. Maybe a cartel pack hypercrate costs 5,000 cartel coins and the actual item only costs 5,000 without having to do any gambling. It'd be a much better bet to just buy the item straight up. So people might not buy those 5 hypercrates to get the rare item anymore. On the other hand, maybe people might like that they can buy things directly and actually spend more money than they would normally, and maybe the average person who doesn't want to gamble on a cartel pack would be more willing to just buy some cartel coins to get that specific lightsaber that they want. Come here, sick people. There we go. So what SWTOR Economics is wondering is if the reason they're releasing these items individually in the last 6 months ago is that they're testing the waters to see what would happen if all the items were available all the time. But there is still a sense of scarcity in these sales. For example, if you wait 6 months, the price usually does go back up to the original rarity it had before, or at least similar. For example, I bought some items that were on those weekly sales a while ago, and they were just sitting in my cargo bay, and they're plenty expensive again.
My lord, I wanted to apologize for Destris earlier. He was out of line.
At least one of you knows her place.
I have a great deal of respect for you. I just wanted you to know that.
Thanks.
You radiate a power that Palladius, for all his ranting and demanding, never did.
Thanks. Javiik's not really interested, sorry.
If you have something to say, then say it.
Yes, my lord, I'm sorry. Anyway, if we want to make a stab at taking over Palladius' cult, we need a real headquarters. Somewhere you can speak, hold meetings. I hope you don't mind, but I took the liberty of finding a place.
This wouldn't be a ploy to outplay Destris for my favor.
I'm sorry. I thought the Sith smiled on ambition, but in any case, I was only trying to help. The place is called the Strel House, for a charity worker named Dakin Strel. The people look to him as a leader. He's been dead nearly a decade, but his name still means something. and I thought it couldn't hurt to have his name associated with yours.
Okay, hold on. Before we move on with this conversation, I'm hoping you can see it. Look at Kemval. Something's weird happening over there.
If it gets me away from this place, fine.
Something's wrong with the texture of his loincloth. See, where are we going? Oh, way back over there. Alright. I really wish this wouldn't pop up because I don't care and I can't use it. I'm not level 70. So I'm very curious to see if SWTOR economics is right and if they are actually testing out, seeing what it would be like if they had all the items for sale all the time. And I'm curious in general what that kind of situation that would put the game in. I'm wondering if it would be awesome at first as everyone buys that 1 or 2 cool items that they've been wanting forever, and then just like no one buys anything ever again because there's no reason to gamble on the packs anymore. I don't know, maybe they'll just keep putting out cool new content you can buy directly. I don't know. So the gambling packs, the cartel packs, seem to have done really well economically for them. It seemed to have been a good choice for their pockets, but more and more games have been getting backlash for having gambling in them, for having things similar to cartel packs in them. So there was a huge controversy a while back with Battlefront 2. It was kind of a different situation, a little less cosmetic items, but people were really hearing and yelling about it. Detected no survivors.
And
mission
you return
success.
alive. Have you heard? The Exchange and Stardogs have blamed one another for their negotiators' deaths. They have started a limited war. The truth, as they say, was the first casualty. Now, I believe you have a dossier for me.
When I give my word, I mean it.
Loyalty like yours is why alliances fail and empires prevail. Your success will allow us to find and destroy the Exchange's enforcers. Everyone here owes their safety to you.
Serving with you is an honor. B9. I need to figure out a way to take down that Deveronian, I think he's called, the guy with the horn. Javiik, I can't see Javiik being a fan of slavery. Whoa, look at this guy! This guy looks really cool. Definitely looks like a bounty hunter. Alright, let's go over here. I have no idea where I'm going. Oh, it's right here, it's fine. Hello again.
What shall it be? Does one die? Do both?
Killer, that was our deal, killer!
You horrible worm.
You are both wretched, and now you here to rescue the woman and the traitor. I am Okabe.
That's a traitor?
Godoba. He brought you here and sold us out.
Godoba and the others fear me. Fear destroys minds. Look upon my body. Cortosis skin grafts. Intravenous colto injection system. Holographic targeting array. You are only mortal. I will always prevail.
Hang on. Just a second. Look upon my body! Anyways, where were we? Oh, he's actually got some health. Might actually take me 5 seconds to kill him instead of 4. I thought I was trying to talk to the dead body. It was not working.
I don't think he's getting up. Colto injections can't restore a dead man.
Very good. You should be proud to have saved us from that monster.
Don't you dare talk. You brought him here. You tried to get me killed.
Godoba, what do you have to say?
It was not only me. The Shadow Syndicate agreed. Barco wanted it most of all.
Maybe, but you made the call to Okabe.
Only after you made him our enemy, you cut our profits in half. The Empire has been a good partner to us, but this woman, she is incompetent, interfering. You have seen this.
Defy this woman, and you defy the greatest power in the galaxy.
No. All we want is her flexibility. She dies, and we will be happy. The Empire will be happy. We are happy.
How dare you?
Killer, let business proceed. Let a smarter girl take your place, and the Shadow Syndicate will reward you. Our wealth and power. Yours! Well, you're in cahoots with the slavers, so, no.
Your wealth and power are worthless.
I'd like him alive, if you would. He is a powerful creature, and he may still serve a purpose.
Oh my gosh, I punched a hut!
Besides, I'd like to hold him as an example before the Shadow Syndicate. And you, my lord, I am eternally grateful for your aid. This business has taken far too much of your time.
Now that Okabe and the Shadow Syndicate are dealt with, what next?
The war against the Exchange will continue, but our focus can move to other enemies. Thank you again for your assistance, and when Nar Shaddaa finally falls to the Empire, we'll remember the role you played.
Is that it? That was the whole Nar Shaddaa story arc? That was ridiculously short. That was scarily short, actually. Alright, let's get out of here, I guess. We need to head to the speeder. Another economics thing I've been very curious about lately. Let's go here. I've been very curious about, I've been wondering if it would be better if they went back to paid expansions, because the way it works right now is actually really a really good deal. You pay $15 to subscribe at least once after an expansion comes out, and you automatically get it and every other expansion. Hey, heroic, awesome. Honored, my lord. This moon's buzzing with your presence. Business with Lord Palladius, if I'm not mistaken? Call me Ghost, Nar Shaddaa's premier information broker. Intel's my business, and business is booming.
There's something off about that.
My methods are my own, and they produce results. In fact, I have intel that may pique your interest. Usually I charge top credit, but for you, this one's free. My scanners picked up recent additions to Nar Shaddaa's information market, top secret Imperial intelligence reports, about to be sold to the highest bidder.
Who's responsible for this?
The culprits covered their tracks well, but I cracked their encryption. Looks like a Slicers gang's to blame. The sale is almost final, however, there's still time to find those crate slicers and recover the Empire's precious secrets.
Just show me where the fun is.
You're supposed to say thanks for the tip. They tend to hang out in the marketplace. Once you find the reports, hand them over to Intelligence Officer Keeling. I'm sure he'll be delighted to see you. Alright, can do. In the past, you used to have to buy the expansions, and this is actually how most MMOs still run. I don't know if SWTOR was trying to be a pioneer in the field and try something new that no one else has done. I guess I'm curious whether it actually worked or not, because it made it very easy for players to return to the game. Oh, I don't have to buy a re-expansion? All I have to do is subscribe for a month? That's pretty easy. That's a done deal. Versus, let's say you want to go back and play, I don't know, Guild Wars 2. To catch up to your friends, you do have to buy, I think, the newest expansion. Don't quote me on that, though. And that can be, I imagine, a deterrent for people coming back. But it does provide... Oh, those are civilians. What am I supposed to be doing here? Cover slicing reports. But from who are they in the trees? Find the crate gang slicers. Slicer? Hey, here we go. But it is another type of revenue stream. So on top of subscribing, we'd have cartel coins and we'd have expansions. And since this company does seem to have a focus on money, it has a lot of investors, blah blah blah. maybe that would help in the long run. I don't actually know. I'm very curious to find out if to them, if they think the changing the expansions coming with subscribership worked for them or if it was bad. They haven't really talked about it much at all. As a player, obviously, I love it because it makes it cheaper to get into the game and allows more people to play it. That I am super okay with. Find me a slicer. Oh, here you go. We should play PvP one day. One day when I'm not feeling like playing the class story, I should get some friends and do PvP. Just like we do our flashpoints. I can't find any slicers! I'm killing them, but they're not giving me what I need. Citizens. Thrasher. Ah, there's not even a huge area for them either. Oh, no, we're going the wrong way here. Hey, I see you over there. Zap, zap, soup. Hey, yellow item, awesome. Let's finish up this quest and then we will call it a day and we can move on with our class quest and our lives. Hey, there's 2 of them all grouped up together. Hey, buddies. Oh, one thing I need to do is I need to talk to my companions. I really enjoy doing that all in one go though, so I don't have the same issue that I'm having. What's going on over there? With my class story right now, I end up forgetting what happened in between. Oops, sorry civilians, didn't mean to kill you. Oh, speaking of accidentally killing civilians, I have had an absolute— oh, leave that droid alone! I've really been enjoying playing Divinity 2. It's an RPG game, and it's one that's really fun to play with 2 people, and it's fun. It's what I've been playing pretty much at least once a week for the last little while. Have any of you guys played that one or the first one? Oh, I don't even have them yet. Okay, I think I'm gonna call it a night. Go to bed. I'll see you guys later, and welcome back to the series. I'm looking forward to talking to you guys later. See ya!